Limits are a story we tell ourselves every day. A quiet voice inside says, "This is all you can do," and we believe it. But what if that voice is only scratching the surface? What if you've barely tapped into your real strength, your true potential? I'm Shiheng Ye, and today I want to take you beyond what feels possible, beyond the point where most people give up. This isn't just about pushing your body past exhaustion. It's about discovering a deeper mental and spiritual threshold hidden beneath layers of habit and fear. Few realize the mind can trick us into stopping long before we're actually done. Ancient Shaolin masters knew this well. They trained not just the body but the spirit, unlocking reservoirs of power that modern science is only beginning to understand. In this video, you'll learn how those timeless teachings can break through your limits. You'll hear truths rarely spoken aloud. How presence, breath, and inner dialogue shape what we believe is our edge. This knowledge can change how you live, how you face struggle, and how you rise again when it feels like there's nothing left. Stay with me until the end. Because what you're about to learn isn't just a tool for physical endurance, it's a path to mastering yourself on every level. When you understand this, you don't just push harder. You push smarter, you push smarter, you push deeper. And that's where transformation begins. Welcome to Shaolin Soulfire. If you're ready to unlock the strength you didn't know you had, subscribe now and join us on this journey. The body is often seen as a machine, something separate from the mind, a vessel to be pushed and tested. But Shaolin wisdom tells a different story. The body and mind are not two. They are one living, breathing whole. Imagine a river flowing. The water and the current move together, inseparable. So too is the flow of energy between your mind and body. One cannot truly move without the other. Long ago, Shaolin monks discovered this unity through relentless practice and stillness. Their training was never just physical. It was a dance of awareness, breath, and movement. Each strike, each stance was guided by the mind's focus. The body obeyed not because it was forced, but because the mind and spirit were aligned, moving as one. This harmony allowed them to push beyond what most would think possible. Endurance without strain, power without tension. When the mind doubts, the body feels it and falters. When the mind is clear and calm, the body responds with grace and strength. True mastery is not about brute force, it's about cultivating that connection, learning to listen deeply to what the body needs while guiding it with intention. This creates a reservoir of strength hidden beneath habit and fear, strength that is quiet but unstoppable. Shaolin teachings invite you to slow down and feel this unity within yourself, to breathe into the space between mind and muscle, to notice how thoughts ripple through your movements. This is where your real power lies, not in pushing harder, but in moving together with your whole self. When the mind and body are united, limits dissolve, and what once felt impossible becomes natural. There's a moment in every challenge when the mind shouts, "Enough." It's a restless voice, quick to judge, quick to pull back. But that voice belongs to a distracted mind, one caught in fear, doubt, or the past and future. The secret lies in presence, the simple but profound act of being fully here, fully now. When you root yourself in the present moment, that restless chatter quiets. The signal to stop fades because you're no longer caught in stories or worries. You're simply experiencing what is. Ancient Shaolin masters understood this deeply. Their training was not just about physical skill, but about cultivating inner stillness. Through discipline and meditation, they learned to step into this space of presence where the mind stops wandering. In that space, energy shifts, awareness widens, and what once felt like a limit becomes just a stepping stone. Presence doesn't just calm the mind, it expands it, opening access to deeper reserves of focus and strength. This kind of inner mastery doesn't come from forcing yourself forward. It comes from training your attention like a muscle to rest fully in the now. Discipline here means patience with yourself, learning to return again and again to the present, no matter how loud the mind's distractions grow. This practice builds a foundation where energy flows freely, unblocked by fear or doubt. When you master presence, you find a quiet power beneath the surface. It's not flashy or forceful but steady and sure. This is where real strength lives, beyond the noise, beyond hesitation, waiting for you to step into it with calm awareness. Discipline often gets mistaken for hardship, a strict, punishing force we must endure. But in ancient traditions, discipline is something different. It's a practice, a way of shaping the mind like clay. Over time, it rewires how we respond to difficulty, shifting our limits quietly but profoundly. Imagine a stream cutting through rock, not by force, but by steady, patient flow. Daily habits work the same way on the mind. Each small act of commitment builds new pathways, carving deeper channels of strength. The true power of discipline isn't in grand gestures, it's in showing up again and again, even when it's uncomfortable. This steady practice teaches the mind to resist the urge to quit before it's necessary. Shaolin monks understood this through centuries of tradition. Their routines weren't random drills but deliberate steps toward inner mastery. Every morning ritual, every moment of focused effort shaped not just their bodies but their very sense of what was possible. They learned that discipline is not about pushing until you break, it's about cultivating endurance that lasts, built on consistency and respect for the process. This rewiring creates a resilience that reaches beyond the physical. It builds mental toughness, the ability to face challenges without surrendering to fear or doubt. When discipline becomes a habit, it transforms how you respond to the moment when your mind says stop. You find a reserve of calm, a quiet refusal to quit because your daily practice has prepared you to go further than you thought. In the end, discipline is a gentle, persistent guide, not punishment but invitation. An invitation to grow, to stretch, and to discover that the 40% limit is just the beginning of what you can truly become. Breath is often overlooked, taken for granted like a background rhythm we hardly notice. Yet in Shaolin tradition, breath is a powerful tool, more than just a way to calm the nerves. It's a bridge between body and mind, a force that can expand endurance and sharpen focus in ways few realize. The monks learned early on that how you breathe shapes how you move and think. Slow, deep breaths send waves of oxygen through the body, awakening energy locked beneath tension and fatigue. This isn't just relaxation, it's a physical unlocking. With practice, breath becomes a key to pushing beyond ordinary limits, carrying the body farther, the mind clearer. Shaolin breathing isn't random, it follows patterns, controlled and intentional, guiding energy through the body like water flowing through channels. This ancient art strengthens the nervous system, balances emotions, and builds resilience against stress. When breath is mastered, it steadies the mind, cutting through distraction and doubt. The result is a mind that is alert but calm, focused but flexible. Endurance isn't just about muscles, it's about sustaining energy and attention when the body wants to stop. Breath training does this quietly but powerfully. It changes the inner landscape, rewiring how the body responds to strain. Instead of collapsing under pressure, breath fuels persistence. It keeps the mind clear and the body responsive, unlocking a deeper threshold of strength. This is why breath is a cornerstone of Shaolin practice, because it teaches us that true power flows from within, carried on the steady waves of conscious breathing. It's a reminder that sometimes the simplest things hold the greatest secrets. Pain is one of the oldest teachers we have, yet most try to avoid its lessons. In Shaolin philosophy, pain is not a wall to stop you, it's a doorway. It invites you to look deeper, to listen closer. Instead of resisting or fearing discomfort, the practice is to meet it with calm awareness, to watch it without judgment. This simple shift changes everything. Imagine sitting with pain like a patient observer rather than an enemy to be fought. In that stillness, pain loses its power to control you. It becomes a signal, a message from the body and mind telling you something important. Shaolin masters learned that when you face pain without resistance, it transforms. It no longer drains energy, it feeds strength, it sharpens the spirit, builds resilience, and deepens understanding. This is not about seeking suffering, but about changing your relationship to it. Discipline here means training the mind to stay present in discomfort, to not pull back at the first sign of struggle. The more you practice this, the more pain becomes a tool rather than a barrier. you begin to tap into hidden reserves of power, the kind that only reveal themselves when you stand firm against challenge. Ancient texts speak of pain as the forge where character is tempered. It strips away illusions and reveals what's real beneath. This insight teaches patience and courage, qualities essential for mastering oneself. When you stop running from pain, you stop running from growth. The discomfort you once feared becomes the very source of your strength, quietly building you into someone who can go further than before, who can unlock the potential hidden behind every limit. The hardest battles are often not fought outside, but within the mind. Most people give up long before their body reaches its limit. The real enemy isn't fatigue or pain. It's the story the mind tells itself. Doubt creeps in, whispers of "I can't," "this is too much," and slowly those words become commands that stop us cold. Shaolin wisdom offers a different way. It teaches that the mind is not a cruel master, but an ally waiting to be trained. Through discipline and mindfulness, the mind can shift from a source of fear to a source of focused intention. This isn't about silencing the mind, but about guiding its energy with purpose. Imagine the mind as a wild horse, powerful but easily led astray. Shaolin practice gently reins it in, turning restless thoughts into steady directed force. Instead of wandering into doubt, the mind learns to return to what matters: the moment, the breath, the task. This training builds an inner space where doubt loses its grip and intention takes root. Daily rituals, meditation, and mindful movement all shape this mental ally. Over time, the mind becomes a partner, alert and calm, able to hold steady when the body wavers. This partnership reveals something deeper, that limits are often self-imposed stories, not fixed realities. When doubt fades and intention sharpens, a new strength emerges. It's quiet but unbreakable. Shaolin teachings remind us that mastery begins not with the body, but with the mind's willingness to lead us beyond the narratives that keep us small. And in that shift, true freedom is found. Beneath the noise of daily life, beneath the constant chatter of worries and judgments, there is a quieter place, a deeper self waiting to be discovered. Meditation is the path that leads there. It's not about emptying the mind completely, but about gently peeling back the layers of habitual thoughts and fears that cover your true nature. In ancient Shaolin tradition, meditation was not just a moment of stillness, it was a practice of exploration, a way to look inward and meet what lies beneath the surface. Each session reveals something new: old patterns, hidden doubts, and untapped reserves of strength. These are not obstacles, but treasures waiting to be uncovered. The mind, trained by habit, clings to stories of limitation. Meditation teaches you to watch these stories without attachment, to see them as passing clouds rather than permanent walls. As these layers dissolve, a clearer awareness emerges. This awareness is not distant or cold. It is alive, vibrant, and deeply connected to the present moment. This process takes patience and discipline. It is a daily commitment to returning again and again to the still point within. Over time, meditation clears a path through the clutter, opening access to a well of energy and insight you didn't know existed. This is where true potential lives, beyond fear, beyond distraction. Ancient masters understood that unlocking this inner space was the key to personal mastery. When you learn to sit quietly with yourself, without judgment or resistance, you begin to tap into a deeper source of strength. Meditation becomes a bridge, guiding you from the surface of your mind to the vast, untapped power within. True growth is slow, like the steady unfolding of a lotus flower beneath the morning sun. It doesn't happen in bursts or sudden leaps. Shaolin practice has long taught this truth. Patience is the silent force behind lasting change. The body, mind, and spirit need time to adjust, to build, to deepen. Ancient masters didn't rush their progress. They understood that strength cultivated too quickly often fades just as fast. Instead, they embraced the long path, showing up each day with quiet determination. Every movement, every breath, every moment of stillness was a small step towards something greater. This discipline isn't always easy to accept. In a world hungry for instant results, patience can feel like waiting without reward. But Shaolin wisdom reminds us that this waiting is itself a kind of work, a practice of trust in the process. Consistent effort, even when progress feels invisible, is what carves out the true depth of your capacity. Like a blacksmith forging steel, the repeated heat and hammering shape strength that lasts. So too does steady practice shape resilience, endurance, and clarity. Over time, the limits you once saw begin to stretch, revealing new layers of possibility. The key is to honor the journey without forcing the outcome. Growth unfolds in its own time, guided by your commitment and presence. This patience cultivates humility and self-awareness, teaching you to listen deeply to what your body and mind need. Shaolin practice shows that mastery is not a destination but a lifelong path. With patience as your guide, every small effort builds toward unlocking the vast potential already within you, waiting quietly to be realized. Most people think pushing beyond limits only happens in extraordinary moments when the body screams and the mind begs to stop. But true mastery isn't reserved for those rare bursts of willpower. It lives in the quiet, consistent choices we make every day. The real unlocking happens not in extremes, but in the small, deliberate acts where you show up fully, moment by moment. Shaolin teachings remind us that every movement, no matter how simple, is an opportunity to expand. Whether it's the way you breathe during a walk, the attention you bring to a single task, or the patience you practice with yourself in stillness, each choice matters. This steady presence builds a foundation beneath the surface, gradually stretching the boundaries of what you believe possible. Discipline here is gentle, not harsh. It's about honoring the rhythm of daily life while bringing focused awareness to it. This practice rewires the mind to accept challenge not as something to avoid, but as a natural step in growth. Over time, those small moments accumulate, creating momentum that carries you further than sudden, intense effort ever could. Ancient masters understood this deeply. Their strength came not from rare feats, but from lifelong dedication to showing up again and again, fully engaged. This is the slow unfolding of power, quiet but unstoppable. It teaches patience and trust in the process, reminding us that limits are not walls but horizons, always expanding as we move forward. Unlocking your true potential means embracing every moment as a chance to grow. It's a daily practice of presence and intention, where small actions add up to profound transformation. This is where real mastery begins. What this really means is that the limits you face are often not real. They're illusions shaped by the mind and old habits. Shaolin teachings show us a way to break through those walls. By practicing presence, mastering your breath, training your mindset, and cultivating patience, you unlock something far greater than just more effort. You awaken a deeper, stronger, more resilient self. This isn't about sudden change or pushing harder in bursts. It's about steady growth and showing up fully, moment by moment. Take these lessons gently into your daily life. Let them guide you when doubt rises or when the path feels hard. Remember, every step forward builds the foundation for lasting transformation. Thank you for joining this journey today. If you found value here, please like this video and subscribe to Shaolin Soulfire. Together, we'll keep exploring the path of inner strength and true mastery. Stay calm, stay present, and keep moving forward.